I'm a pilot in 1995. I love to fly, but I like to fly when the sun's shining. I ain't much for that other stuff. And so I remember my trainer called me one day and he said, I want you to come fly today. We're going to charter a big plane and go over to Tennessee. I want you to fly. I said, well, I don't feel like flying. He said, why? I said, I'm looking at the weather report. Man, it storms all day long. He said, I know. That's why you're going to fly today. He said, you're a spiritual brat. All you want to do is fly when the sun's shining. But I'm going to tell you, you can fly when the wind's blowing. So he lied to me, Brother Smith. When I got there, we didn't have a charter plane. We had a Cessna 152. Let me tell you what that is. That's a go-kart with a coat hanger and a nylon stretched over it. That's what a 152 is. And the wind was blowing, brother. You know that sock that stands out of the airport? Well, if it's standing straight out, that means the wind is at least 10 miles an hour. And that sucker was doing cartwheels on that pole that day. And I'll never forget, we wasn't 400 feet up off the runway till that little 152 just started shaking. And there's barely enough room for 2 people in it. And so I was on a flight pattern that I'd got from the tower, and I'm flying through, and all of a sudden, I can't see anything but dark clouds hitting my plane. Just everything's hitting my plane. It's called IFR. You're flying by instruments and not by what you see. And so I'm trying to fly this stupid thing, and it's bouncing all over, and he's laughing, and I'm thinking, this is the craziest thing I've ever done. And he said, you can't see anything, can you? I said, nope. He said, fly by the instrument panel. I said, I don't want to fly by the instrument panel. And he said, okay, what do you feel like doing? I said, I feel like pressing forward on the yoke till I get below the clouds. And he said, well, what if the clouds go to the ground? I said, we'll see Jesus in about 2 minutes is all I can tell you. I said, okay, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll just pull up on the yoke, give it a little more power, and get above the clouds. He said, what if there's another plane above you? I said, there ain't another idiot dumb enough to be out in this mess that I'm in. And he said, here's what I want you to do. The tower gave you a pattern. I want you to keep flying by the pattern. And I'm telling you, folks, it was throwing this thing just like this. I couldn't believe it. So finally, I grabbed the mic. I just grabbed the mic and said, hey! Get me out of here! And the tower came back and said, look, you're on a flight pattern. Listen to this. He said, I know where you're at. I know where you're headed. I know you don't feel like it right now, but you got to trust that instrument panel, and I'll get you through this. And I'm glad God gave us an instrument panel that no matter what we're going through. But Brother Ron, I'll never forget what he said. He said, don't change course just because you're in a storm. You keep flying the same way I told you when you took off. You may think this is the darkest hour of your life. You don't know what to do, but I tell you, before you walk out of this church today, God's able to break you through that dark cloud and let the sun shine in your life again.